This KAATSU training video was recorded in high definition and is suitable for full screen viewing. If you are viewing this video on the KAATSU Master or KAATSU Nano, you may view it in full screen mode by simply tapping the video. To return to standard viewing, simply tap the screen once more. In the Western mindset, the warm-up phase of any physical training immediately brings motion to mind. Albeit, the motion in the warm-up phase is often slower and less intense than the actual workout or training session. Nevertheless, motion immediately comes to mind. But KAATSU is different. In fact, the KAATSU client is pleasantly surprised to discover that the KAATSU specialist asks them not to move at all. That's right. Be still. Suddenly you're thinking, really? I don't have to do anything yet? This, of course, is very counterintuitive for the first-time KAATSU client because their minds may be filled with the typical warm-up and workout imagery of Western civilization. After all, if you are going to get those six-pack abs that you see on the infomercials, in the fitness magazines, and on the workout DVD covers, then you've got to get busy, and you are ready for action. In fact, you can hardly wait to start carving out the perfect body. That is all external, and it overlooks some of your body's internal needs, like the need to prepare your cardiovascular system. But there you go again, thinking about motion, aerobics, and the like. Just sit still. Now imagine yourself in the following scenario. Your KAATSU specialist has set the KAATSU airbands on you, and right now you become more aware of your blood flow, and you feel pleasantly aware of your hands and even your fingertips. In fact, if you can express it this way, they even feel more awake. You think to yourself, that's an interesting feeling. At your instructor's request, you continue to remain still, very still. Yet, you also continue to wonder, how is it that you are feeling more and more awake? You might not have even had your morning cup of coffee, but you feel all perked up and ready to do something. You feel noticeably more energetic. So as the KAATSU airbands gently add and release pressure, it's at that moment that you notice something else. And you inform your KAATSU specialist, I can actually feel my pulse in my arms. Yes, they acknowledge, it's working. Now that's a thought. It's working. You yourself are not doing anything, but it's working. All right, you think to yourself, just go with it. Next, you notice that the palms of your hands are noticeably more pink than they normally are. And your KAATSU specialist gently presses the palm of your hand on the muscular area just below your thumb. That's very good. Their calm response provides additional reassurance that your warm-up, if you can actually call it that, is proceeding quite nicely. You notice when they pressed your palm that the area went from clear to pink once again in what was no more than a couple of seconds. Okay, your instructor says, go ahead and make two fists slowly, and squeeze, and release, and squeeze, and release. That's right. What you do not realize is that your brain at this very moment is communicating very specific messages to your heart and your blood vessels. In fact, the very lining of your blood vessels is releasing a natural lubricating agent which has been scientifically proven to restore flexibility to the blood vessels. Moreover, it is known to clear the blood vessels of plaque and to even prevent it from building up in your blood vessels. What is this amazing transformative wonder of vascular restoration? With the painless engorgement of blood in your veins and the smallest capillaries, it actually helps improve the natural flexibility of your veins and capillaries. Without even realizing how, you are exercising your own body from within. You are improving the flexibility of your veins and capillaries, leading to benefits to your entire body that are as far-reaching as they are profound. And why is this happening? It is happening because your cardiovascular system is experiencing a very meaningful warm-up. In fact, it is experiencing with minimal effort on your part many of the benefits that are limited to what is only characteristic of the most intense among workouts. But that's not all, because what you are now experiencing in this pleasant, newfound sense of well-being has been scientifically proven to restore even the smallest blood vessels in your extremities. We are talking, of course, about the capillaries. And these are those finest of blood vessels which, depending on your age and physical activity, may have withered and even withdrawn from areas they once reached with vital blood flow. Still, you are wondering how you can feel so very alive and all you have done is squeeze your fists and then released, and then squeezed, and then released. Nevertheless, this additional pressure that your KAATSU specialist has safely and skillfully applied to your upper arms is achieving for you what you might not even experience except in the more vigorous among traditional workouts. Next, your KAATSU specialist explains that based upon extensive research over the last 40 years, it is very reasonable to expect improved circulation and blood flow as a result of KAATSU training. True, even now you may struggle with the concept that you could have had such a positively energizing experience without intensely exerting yourself. Your KAATSU specialist now says, "We have always thought the creation of muscles and an improved aerobic system required vigorous movement." To which you respond, right. And don't forget, no pain, no gain. Not necessarily. In fact, that is not actually the case. Really? This activity, which we call the KAATSU cycle, actually creates and enlarges capillaries in the body. The reason why you may even feel hungry right now, how did you know that? Well, since we started this cycle, your brain immediately started to release hormones for your body to create and increase both the number and the size of your capillaries. So your body is literally working to do that right now. Wow. So as a result of this cycle, most people tend to get hungry. You are literally burning calories right now. Over time, some specialists have found that their clients can actually lose weight as a result of this training. That is, of course, when it is done correctly. That's amazing. Yes, it is. Eventually, your KAATSU cycle is completed, and your KAATSU specialist presses a button on the device to release the pressure. He proceeds to remove the KAATSU air bands from your arms, and you reflect on what you just experienced as he separates the Velcro. Meanwhile, you are thinking, that was different. And while there will still be the habitual return to the mindset that a qualitative workout is more about what you are doing externally, there is simply no denying how good you feel right now. Even the ache that you previously felt in your neck and shoulder has subsided. It feels like it just cleared up. So even while you were sitting still, your body initiated an internal chain reaction of beneficial activity at the cellular level. One thing is certain, it's not your typical warm-up. Congratulations, you have just experienced your first KAATSU cycle. But now that you have experienced this, you naturally want to know more about it. What exactly is KAATSU? First of all, let's take into consideration what you just experienced. The most distinctive feature of KAATSU training is that it produces a significant effect in a short time using extremely light loads or even no weights at all. KAATSU is a patented scientific means to apply the optimal amount of pressure applied to the upper arms and upper legs. The application of pressure can be done while sitting, that is the KAATSU cycle, or while moving, and that is KAATSU training. KAATSU leads to an improvement of health, vascular flexibility, muscle tone, and muscle strength. The effects are significant, quickly obtained, and can be obtained by using no weights or exercise equipment. In fact, KAATSU is safely used by Olympic gold medalists and professional athletes, and by individuals as old as 104. What we are actually talking about here are the prospects of improving the condition of one's cardiovascular system. In Japanese, ka means additional, and atsu means pressure, so KAATSU literally means additional pressure. The acronym SKU stands for Standard KAATSU Units, and it refers to the amount of additional pressure that is applied in KAATSU training. The KAATSU master can measure between 0 and 500 SKUs. The precision and the sensitivity of the KAATSU master are essential features as they enable the KAATSU specialist to customize KAATSU training so that it is properly set for each individual client. This understanding of the personalization of KAATSU training is foundational to understanding why it is safe, efficient, and easy to adopt. A growing number of doctors recognize that KAATSU can make a huge difference. Some are already beginning to identify ways in which KAATSU could revolutionize medical care. Others, fascinated with the science of KAATSU, are demonstrating the differences between correct KAATSU and incorrect KAATSU. And the possibilities are truly unlimited as KAATSU training has expanded from dry land usage to a growing number of aquatic applications. Dr. Sato, of course, is the inventor of KAATSU training and the patent holder of all KAATSU equipment. He is also a fellow in the National Academy of Inventors. Dr. Sato realized that the optimal pressure is different for each individual because what is appropriate for one person may not be appropriate for another. A certified KAATSU specialist, therefore, will know how to determine the proper SKU on a client-specific basis. This is extremely important, and quite frankly, it is what separates KAATSU training from everything else. The KAATSU certification program provides the foundational knowledge and the protocols which are necessary to ensure the proper use of KAATSU equipment for the maximum benefit of KAATSU clients. The KAATSU certification program provides extensive coverage in the topic of base SKU and optimal SKU. For more information about the KAATSU certification program, visit KAATSU-global.com. Thank you for watching this KAATSU training video for the KAATSU Master. Be sure to watch all the available video trainings for your KAATSU equipment to gain a full understanding of its features and benefits. KAATSU, profoundly simple and simply profound.